All right. Hi there, guys. So today I have a yoga focus 30-minute class focusing on the knee joint and our legs. So last week we focused on the feet, and now we're just moving on up the feet and the ankles. And so now we're moving up to the knees and the legs. I definitely recommend a block and a strap, a yoga strap and a yoga block if you have those. If not, a firm but small pillow could substitute for the block today. And for the strap, a scarf, a belt, something like that could work as well. And if you're uber flexible, you don't necessarily need the strap, but you still might need the block. Yeah. And if you don't have either of those, that's okay too. We can still do the entire practice without it, but they're just sort of a little added modification to help engage with the block and then to help get deeper into a stretch with the strap. So anyway, I don't want to talk too much because I really want to keep this to 30 minutes, like I said. So let's get started in a seated position. Okay. And just have your block and your strap nearby. Actually, have your block and your strap just kind of off to the side. You're not going to need that till towards the end, but have your block nearby. And actually, if you want, you can even start sitting on the block. And I think I am, just to show you. So you can have a little seat on your block. Get your sitting bones on there if you can. If your sitting bones are a lot wider than the length of the block, perhaps you have two blocks and you can set them side by side. Okay. And then just cross your legs, comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall. And I just want to start by opening up the top of our body, our neck. Okay. So begin by finding true alignment with your spine. Root down through your sitting bones. Draw your belly in, draw your shoulders back. And then just think of your chin just tucking just slightly. So you're drawing back. The head is drawing back just slightly. The top of your head is reaching straight up. And before we get into the neck rolls, let's just take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And follow the breath out as you exhale. Right, now drop your chin. And let's just take some half rolls. So kind of over to your right and come back down through center, over to your left. So just some gentle side to side. We're focusing, going to put a lot more focus on the lower half of our body today, but I don't want to neglect the top half of our body still, even in this 30 minutes. So just take another side to side if that feels good. And then maybe just take one roll all the way around in one direction. And then another roll in the other direction. Good. And then again, sitting up nice and tall, let's take a little side stretch. So right fingertips to the ground, reach your left arm up, stretch it over. Root down into your left sitting bone as you stretch over to your right. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Come back up through center. Left fingertips down, right arm up. Stretch over to your left. Root down into your right sitting bone. Now reach through your right fingertips. Take a breath in and out. Come on up. Interlace the hands behind you. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the chest. Drop your head back if you can. Open up the throat. Lift from your heart center. And then release that. Good. Now we're going to start to get into the legs and the knees. Okay. So this is where sitting on a block kind of helps just a little bit, just gives you a little bit of a lift. It allows you to keep the alignment of your spine. If you're super tight and you're flat on the ground, you're going to tend to roll back, right? As soon as you lift your leg and start to stretch your leg. But if you're up on a block, it gives you a little more room in the hips if you're tight in the hips and the low back. Okay. So again, a block or even just a firm small pillow to sit on, or you could roll up a blanket too. Okay. So anyway, we're going to start with the right leg. I want you to grab the back of your right thigh, okay? And we're just going to start gently just extending, flexing and extending the knee. So again, if you find yourself really rolling back, kind of hunching forward, it's just because you're tight. But then maybe we want to just start to work on that part, just lengthening the spine. And maybe you're not extending the leg very much, okay? And that's okay. But as much as you can, bending and straightening that knee. And as you straighten the leg, really straighten it as much as you can. Pull on the back of your thigh, okay? Really flex the quads, all right? And feel the strength of your leg, feel the strength of your knee joint, all right? Now extend the leg as much as you can. Again, spine is long. And then let's just flex and point through the foot and the toes, okay? A little stretch for the foot as well, and maybe even roll out that ankle. Good. Now, release that for just a moment, bend the knee. I said we weren't going to need the strap till later. I don't know why I said that. We could use it right now too, if you want. The strap. We are going to, if you're going to use the strap, make a little loop, okay? And then just place your foot right in there. I like to put it right kind of at the inner arch of the foot. And you can start to extend the leg and hold onto the strap. That way, if you're really rounding, right, you can kind of release, let the strap go a little bit longer, okay? Otherwise, see if you can grab the foot instead of the strap. Use your hands and grab the foot and start to extend through the right knee, drawing the leg in closer, lengthening your spine. Good. Now with your left hand, or just with your left hand holding the strap, but left hand grabbing the outer edge of your right foot, then see if you can reach your right arm up. And then we're going to take a little twist as you reach your right arm back behind you. Now, again, you can bend the knee, right? If you don't have a strap, but you're really tight, just bend your knee a little bit, okay? We're working on extending through the knee and lengthening. Lift the chest, reach that right arm back, spread your fingers wide. Take a big breath in. Exhale it out. Now, keep a hold of the foot with your left hand. I want you to reach your right arm up. You might need to soften the knee a little bit and reach around with your right hand to grab the foot as well as you cross the right arm, the wrist, right wrist over the left wrist, okay? Now, grabbing hold of the foot, I want you to start to kick again, extend through the knee, pull the leg in as much as you can. Now, I want you to look at your foot. Make sure you're not pulling too much on one side or the other of the foot. We're going to start to talk really about how the alignment of the knee and opening through the leg really stems, of course, from the foot, the placement of the foot and the alignment. So we're pulling back both on the big toe mound and the pinky toe, flexing the foot, pressing through the heel. Take another breath in. Whoo, that's a good stretch. And release it. Shake it out, right? So last week we talked about 3 points of contact, right? The big toe to the pinky toe to the heel. The alignment of the foot then becomes the alignment of the knee, all right? So super important to continue to think about that as well. So let's work into the left side. Let's begin just by interlacing the fingers behind the left thigh. Pick the lower leg up, right? Maybe roll out that ankle first. And then just work on opening up that knee, okay? And opening up, obviously, the hamstring as well. But flexing and extending through the knee and the leg. And just sort of tapping down and extending. But really, as you extend, feel the quadricep, engage, right? Really strong quad to pull up that knee and to straighten the leg. And again, if you're not as flexible, you might not be able to get the leg completely straight. That's okay. Or your leg might be further down here, okay? That's all right too. All right, a couple more. And then I want you to hold it. And again, now we're gonna flex and point. Flex and point. Straightening that leg as much as you can. Quadricep is strong, right? Super strong quad, lengthening through the hamstring. Flex and point. Good. Now, bend that knee, soften the knee, and let's see if we can grab the inner arch of the foot, lengthen the spine, and now start to kick and extend again. Again, if you have the strap, you can use the strap right here. Put the strap around the inner arch of your foot and pull it in. Breathe. Big inhales right into the leg. Exhaling out. And again, I want you to think about as you pull back on that foot, drawing back on the outer edge of the foot as well as the inner, right? So we're pulling back equally across the foot to keep that alignment. Now, if you can, reach around to the outer edge of the foot with your right hand. Reach up through your left arm and swing it back. Take a twist. Okay, and again, it might be looking like this with a bent knee. That's okay as long as your spine is long and you're reaching and you're extending. We're all good. And you're working on engaging that quadricep to extend the knee. Lift and lengthen. Take another breath. And then reach your left arm up, come around, cross over the top of your right arm. See if you can grab the inner arch of your foot with your left hand. Now again, extend. Pull that leg in. Good. We're here for a couple more breaths. Again, make sure we're not pulling in too much on that big toe mound. Okay, we're drawing back on the pinky toe mound as well. Pull the leg in. Take another breath. Whew. And release it. Shake it out. Good. All right, let's get rid of that block for now. Put it at the top of your yoga mat, okay? And strap can just be off to the side as well. All right, let's take downward facing dog. So spread your fingers wide, curl your toes under, send your hips up and back. Now those hamstrings already got a little warm, right? Mine are feeling pretty open already, but just take note of that. All right, and let's get back to the feet for just a moment. I want you to root down into your big toe mounds. All right, and then I want you to lift your heels up nice and high as you press into your big toe mounds. Tilt your tailbone up another inch. Feel the length through the backs of your legs. Now engage your quadriceps and pull those knees up. Feel that. And then keep that engagement if you can as you start to release the heels down to the mat. All right, try that one more time. Inhale, lift the heels up, pressing into the big toe mounds. Tilt your tailbone up another inch, and then engage those quadriceps. Woo, flex your quads, pull the knees up. Feel that strength, how you strengthen up the knee joint, and then slowly release the heels down to the mat and soften. All right, and just check in, here with the feet too. The heels aren't spinning in, they're not spinning out. Your heels are in line with basically your middle toes, right? So that your knees are then in line as well. Take another big breath in here, guys. Big inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Now I want you to lift up your heels again, and let's just slowly walk our way up to the top of our yoga mat. Take a forward fold. All right, so right here, guys, if you don't have the block, it's okay. But if you have a yoga block or a small pillow, I want you to grab it, take its narrow side, and draw it up in between your inner thighs. And now, squeeze onto that block and bring your hands back down to the ground. Now, with the block in between your legs, I want you to look at your feet to start. And again, see if you can lift all 10 toes, press down into the 3 points of contact. Now, as you're dropping down, pull your belly in, let gravity take hold of your upper body to feel the stretch. But as you're squeezing that block in your inner thighs, feel the inner thighs engaged and lifting, okay? And feel the knees then, of course, engaged as well, okay? And now from here, let's just take a little halfway lift. So slide your fingertips up your shin bones. Really press into the block to hang on to it. Feel the inner thighs engaged. Lengthen the spine. Exhale and fold. Good. Now soften your knees just a little bit. Keep squeezing that block if you have it. And roll all the way up to standing. Roll the shoulders back and down. As you stand up, again, we're engaging the legs by hanging on to this block, right? So rooting down through the feet, lift all 10 toes. Even if you don't have that block, right? You're doing all of these actions, engaging the feet. As you squeeze the block, though, you're going to pull up on those kneecaps, engage the quadriceps, draw the shoulders back, lift the chest. Breathe in, sweep the arms up. And just pause here for the exhale. legs strong. Now I want you to come into Utkatasana. Bend into the knees, send the hips back, keep the chest lifted. Look down at your feet, guys. Look down at your knees. You want your knees to track right across your big toe, or towards your big toe and your second toe, right? So they're not coming in and they're not coming out. They're going straight ahead. And hopefully you can see your toes. So we're not too far forward. We're going to draw back just a little bit. Take another breath. If you've got that block between your legs, squeeze it. Whoo-hoo. Now inhale, stand up, release your arms down by your side. Exhale it out. Let's do that one more time. Inhale into Utkatasana. Send the hips back, reach the arms up. Squeeze those inner thighs. Whoo-hoo. Track the knees forward across those middle toes. Lift the chest. Take another breath in. Whew, exhale and stand. It's a lot of work to squeeze that block. It's good. Now inhale, sweep the arms up. Whew, and exhale, just reach the arms forward. You come back down into a forward fold. Soften your knees if you need to. Good. Grab the block. If you had it, get rid of it for now. Okay? So good. Let it go. Shake it out. Let's take a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, step back to plank pose. Let's take a chaturanga dandasana. Elbows in tight, come halfway down. Chest is moving forward as you inhale. Roll over the tops of the feet, upward facing dog. Press into the tops of your feet. Kneecaps are lifted here. So engage the quads. Pull those kneecaps away from the mat. Lengthen the spine. Take another breath in. And then press in the tops of the feet. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. As you exhale, rolling over the feet, press the heels down. Good. Take a big breath in here. Exhale it out. Now, lift your right leg up to the sky. Right now, as you do, pressing down through the left heel, feeling that deeper stretch into the entire back side of the left leg. Take another breath in. Pull your right knee into your chest and step through to lunge pose. Now I want you to walk that back foot in just a hair, get the heel down. We're going to come into warrior one. I want you to come up nice and slow, and then we're going to check in on our alignment, okay? So from here, that right knee, okay, look at your knee. Is it coming in? All right, is it coming out? Let's make sure that knee is tracking directly along with our toes, straight ahead. And then with the back foot, we're rooting down to the outer edge of that back foot, so we're not collapsing in the arch. Strengthen up your left quadricep, pull the knee up. Take another big breath in. And let's move into warrior two as we exhale. So in warrior two, we're opening up the back foot. We're continuing to lunge into the front knee. Again, check in with that knee, okay, guys? It tends to want to move inward, okay? So we've got to strengthen up that outer thigh. So pull back on that right knee. Make sure it's tracking forward. And again, this back knee is pulling up as we strengthen that left quadricep. So good. Take another breath in. Exhale it out. Now inhale up to star pose. I want you to spin on that right heel so all 10 toes face forward. And right here, I just want to feel the strength of your legs. Pull that energy up from your feet. Lift all 10 toes. Press down into your big toe mound. Then press back down into your heel. And then don't forget about that pinky toe. Lift the inner arch. Pull the belly in. Lift up. Now engage your quadriceps. Lift the kneecaps. Take another breath. Now, to your left, we're going to spin your left foot towards your back, the back now, edge of your yoga mat, coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose. If you have your block nearby, you can grab it for this pose as well. I love the block in triangle pose. Left hand reaches down, right arm reaches up, right? So in this posture, if you're reaching down to the ground, but you look like this isn't doing us any favors, okay, guys? Grab a block, get yourself lifted up so that you can lengthen your spine, right? If you don't have a block available, press your hand into your shin bone, okay? And then press your shin bone back into your hand. This is going to make sure we're not locking out that knee And we're protecting not only the knee joint, but the hamstring as well, right? Pull your belly in, reach through your right hand as it comes up towards the ceiling. Draw back on your right shoulder blade. So good. And don't forget about the feet, guys. Feet are super important. Triangle pose, pressing down through the 3 points of contact. Take one more breath here. All right, and let's release it. Okay, hands down. Slide that block back that way if you're going to need it for triangle pose for the other side. All right, step back to plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing, breathe in. Downward facing dog. Exhale it out, hips up and back. All right, guys, right into the other side. So let's reach the left leg up. Inhale, stretch it up. Feel the stretch in the back of the right leg. Take another big breath in and bend the left knee, pull in, step through to lunge. Spin that back foot down to the ground. So back heel is down. You might need to step it in an inch, okay? Warrior one when you're ready. Rise up. Feel the strength in your legs here, right? So remember your alignment. Check in with your knees. Root down through your feet. Legs are strong. Chest is lifted. Strong warrior. Take one more big breath in here. Warrior two is your exhale. So you're going to spin those right toes out a little bit more now as you open up the hips. You might need to adjust the length of your stance as well. Check in with the knees, guys. Is my knee tracking forward or is it coming in? Make sure we've got alignment there. Root down through the feet. Think about your back legs. Strengthen up that quadricep. Pull up the knee. Take another deep breath in. Exhale out. Strong legs. Star pose. Reach up. Oh, both legs are strong, guys. Feel that. Feel that energy pulling up from your feet and your legs right into your heart center. Reach up. Take another breath in. Triangle pose to your right. So right toes facing forward. Reach the right hand down. Left arm up. Again, place that right hand on your shin bone if you don't have a block. Press the shin bone back into your hand to create that engagement in the knee and the engagement in the leg. Roll your left shoulder back. Reach up through your left hand. But if you have the block, so wonderful. I love blocks, okay? Blocks are your friends. If you have a yoga practice at home, get a set of blocks, okay? Don't waste your time. And include a strap with it while you're at it. Pull back on the hips, reach up through your hand. Take another breath. Exhale out. Release. Block off to the side. Step back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Roll to the tops of the feet. Lift the chest. Downward facing dog. Exhale it out. My legs feel warm, right? And strong. Your legs have the most powerful bones and muscles in your entire body, right? Send them a little love, a little gratitude, right? Thank you, legs. I appreciate you, okay? Take one more deep breath in here. Exhale it all out. Let it go. Come down to your knees. We're going to come into bridge pose. Cross your ankles. Come onto your seat. All right, we're going to do bridge pose. Have your strap nearby, if you have it, with a little loop on it, okay? Again, you don't have to, but I'll show you where we're going. This is a fun little stretch that's coming up. We're going to start with bridge pose. Roll down to your back. So in bridge pose, super important to check in with the feet, right? The feet determine, where your knee is going, right? So if your foot is turned in, your knee's going to go that way, okay? So think about it. Make sure your feet are going directly forward. If you need to take a look at it, make sure. Look down and check in. You want your heels in line with your hips and your toes pointing forward so that your knees track that way, all right? So arms down by your side, tuck your shoulder blades underneath you, press into your feet and lift your hips. As you lift your hips, think about it though. You can feel it, right? Are my knees coming in? Are they splaying out, right? Pull them in so that they're going directly forward. Tuck those shoulder blades a little deeper under you. Press into the feet. Lift the hips up another inch if you can. Whew. this pose, opening the front line of the legs, right? And strengthening the back side, strengthening those hamstrings, glutes. And keep pressing down to lift up. Now, see if you can lift all 10 toes. Press down through your big toe mount to your pinky toe to your heel. Feel your inner arch lifting, and then lift your hips up another inch. Whew. Now, release the toes. Keep the hips lifted. Walk the feet in another inch if you can. See if you can lift up onto the balls of the feet. Lift the heels up. Lift the hips up another inch. Now, whew. Building strength in the knee joint, strength in the quads and the hamstrings. Lift those hips one more inch. Feel that burn. It's going to feel good, guys, I promise. When we release, take one more breath. Lift up. Oh. And slowly release it. Ah. All right. Bring your feet back out just a little bit, okay? Feet planted, though. So where we're going with this is we're going to take this right foot and we're going to thread it between the left heel and the left sitting bone. You're going to bring your right knee down to the ground. With your left hand, you're going to grab that right foot, release the right knee down to the ground, okay? It's a quad and knee stretch, okay? Now, if reaching for the foot isn't happening, that's where you can grab your strap. And the way I would do it is put the strap around your foot to start, and then whoop, just thread your foot through. Sorry, you need to, I did this, I swear. All right, there you go. Thread the strap through and get the foot down. Straps are fun. They just take a little time to get used to, right? And then you can have a hold of that, right, if you can't quite reach the foot. But if you can reach the foot, grab it, okay? And either way, release that right knee down. And then if you can, reach your right arm all the way overhead. So you feel this stretch, as you start to melt the hips. Let gravity do some work here. Really feel heavy into that right hip and knee, and feel this beautiful stretch from the knee joint up the quad to your hip joint. And then just gently it flows all the way up your side body, through your armpit, through your shoulder, through your arm, through your fingertips. Ah, right? It feels good. I hope it feels good to you. Take one more breath. And then just release it. If you had the strap on the foot, just release that out, put that off to the left side. So we'll do the left side then, okay? So again, if you have the strap and you need it, place it around the foot, and then you're going to thread your foot underneath that right leg, right? So the left foot's going to come between, underneath between the right heel and the right sitting bone, all right? And you're going to pull that heel, that left heel in towards your right sitting bone. You're going to drop your left knee down, and then you can reach your left arm all the way overhead if that feels good too. And then as you settle into it, and you let gravity pull down, feel this wonderful stretch from your knee joint to your hip, up your side body. And my left knee is always a little tighter. I've had issues with it before, so I can really feel the stretch here in this left knee. But it's not overdoing it, I don't feel like. It's a gentle but deep stretch, if that makes sense, if that's possible. A gentle, deep stretch. Let's take one more breath here. And then just release it. If you had the strap on your foot, let it go. And release that. So guys, from here, we're going to end in legs up the wall pose. I'm going to give you a few options. This is legs up the wall pose, right? Your legs are up. You're flexing your feet. You're laying on your back. And this is our imaginary wall, right? Now, you can do it like that. You can do it with a block underneath your hips. Honey, not yet. Hold on. Okay. Okay, baby. I'll help you in just a minute, all right? Mama's just finishing. Sorry, kids are awake. Okay, so that can be your legs up the wall pose. Or final variation is the real thing. I'll be right there, sweetheart, okay? Okay? I'll be right there. Take your mat or just take yourself to a real wall, okay? And it's not the most graceful way to get into it, but you kind of sit right next to the side of the wall, and then you lay it down, all right? Get your legs up, scoot your tush all the way to your wall. Oh, and this is so wonderful. So now with the wall actually supporting your legs, you don't have to do any work, right? You just lay here and you allow the blood and the water in your body to just release from the feet and the ankles and the legs. Let's just stay here for a breath or two, enjoying the stillness. And just taking a moment to be reminded of your intention for coming to your yoga mat today, for taking care of you, for taking care of your body, and bringing awareness and focus and a little extra love to your body, this body that carries you through life, this body that is here for you every day, rain or shine. And you're finding the time to take care of your body, of you. Your body will thank you. So you can stay here in legs of the wall pose. God, I'd stay here for a lot longer if I could. But I've got kids asking for breakfast and apparently an itchy knee. I don't know. I'll find out. So when you do come out of legs up the wall pose, again, there's nothing terribly graceful about this. Scoot yourself away from the wall. Come out of it. Oy. And get on with your day, right? Sitting up nice and tall. Hands together at heart center. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed the class. If ever you have comments or questions or anything else you'd like to see in the class, I'm definitely available. Always listening and always learning, always. So anyway, namaste, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it and have a wonderful day. All right, take care.